Today we're diving into the tropical paradise of Phu Quoc, Vietnam. Get ready to be enchanted by its stunning beaches, vibrant night market, and rich history. Join me as we uncover the secrets of this island, from relaxing under the swaying palm trees to exploring the haunted remnants of the coconut prison. Let's get right into it.
When you're trying to plan your perfect beach destination here at Phu Quoc, the one thing you're going to want to keep in mind is what time of year you're visiting. For instance, over here at Sao Beach, when it's the dry season, it's actually going to attract a bunch of the trash, the way the currents and the winds move. So over on the other side of the island, over at Long Beach, that is where you're going to have really clear water, not too much trash. But during the rainy season, Sao Beach is going to be the better option. So depending on when you're visiting here, you're going to want to kind of take that into consideration, which side of the island you're staying on, so you don't have to travel too far to have the perfect beach vacation. So this is what I thought Sao Beach was going to be like, but instead, it looks like this. So something very interesting here at Sao Beach is they've got a bunch of different swings and like little hammock nest beds and some of these stairs. And what's really interesting is they charge 20,000 dong, which is like $1 to sit on them and like take a picture with it. Very interesting concept. Next up is the Coconut Prison. And if you saw my Ho Chi Minh video, you saw that we went to the Cu Chi tunnels and to the War Remnants Museum. And so this ties into all of that and the horrific acts that happened during the Vietnam War. If you haven't yet watched the Ho Chi Minh video, go check that out right here. When you come to Phu Quoc, you need to take a break from all the beach and the fun bar activity and come experience the Coconut Prison. It was originally created by the French, and then it was turned into a horrific prison during the Vietnam War. The prisoners were beat and tortured. They were put in these awful little cages called tiger cages with 5 to 7 men in this small barbed wire cage. It really is an interesting perspective to come here and see and just try to imagine the conditions that they were put into. And while it's not always fun to see these things and educate yourself on them, I do believe that they're so important. Take a little bit of time away from your beaches and come check it out. Learn about the awful history that was here. The only way to not repeat history is to educate ourselves. Some of the forms of torture were just relentless and horrific here, such as shining bright lights into the prisoners' eyes, permanently blinding them, electrocution, beatings, teeth pulling, you name it. It was horrendous. Standing inside one of the cages now that they would put prisoners in, there's barbed wire literally all around me. And I could only imagine how hot it would get in here in the summers and how cold it would get in here in the winters. And they would put so many people in rooms like this that you couldn't all lay down or sleep at the same time. So they'd have to take turns. Some people standing, some people laying. I have the chills being in here right now. And I have plenty of space around me. I couldn't imagine there had been 100 prisoners in here. So on multiple occasions, the prisoners tried to escape. And there was a handful of times where they were successful, but the most successful time, they were able to have 21 prisoners escape. And they did that by digging this tunnel. So what I'm walking in obviously is new, but what you see right here is the actual tunnel that they dug to escape. They dug it using a spoon and some barbed wire. So now we are on Khem Beach, and this is what I was hoping Sao Beach was going to be like. Pristine, white sand, gorgeous waters, even though there is a storm blowing in, so there's a bit of waves. It's not all flat and calm, but it is gorgeous here. But that comes with a hefty price tag. All the restaurants and bars here charge an arm and a leg, and if you want to go up and walk around and look through any of these bright color-filled buildings back here and see what businesses there is, or what even is back there really. You have to pay an entrance fee. I didn't fully understand it. There's also always the language barrier. But yeah, so I think if you're looking for that pristine blue water, just white, gorgeous, soft sand, head over to Khem Beach. This is the spot, but just know it's gonna be an expensive beach day.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to catch all the upcoming episodes.
So there are a couple spots here on the beach though that you can bring your own food, bring your own little blanket or towel, and you can just lay down on the beach. That is what I would recommend you do when you come here. And it's got some nice shade from the palm trees, but always remember to not sit directly underneath a palm tree because you don't want any coconuts falling down and hitting your head. One of Phu Quoc's claim to fame, one of their top tourist attractions, is going to be this cable car right here behind me. It is actually the longest cable car in the entire world, and it takes you over to a separate island, and there's actually a water park. And so when you buy your ticket, it does include access to the water park, which kind of makes the ticket a little bit pricey. And since I want to show you guys everything else to do on this island, we're gonna skip out on the cable car. The cable car is gonna sit down towards the southern end of the island. Also down here, on the outskirts of the southern end of Phu Quoc, there are about 3 or 4 other islands. And you can take a tour and go snorkeling through these different islands. I've got a link for that tour down in the description. The water looks so crystal clear and so beautiful. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time here in Phu Quoc to check it out. But if you're looking for some awesome snorkeling and a fun excursion, highly recommend checking out the link down with Get Your Guide and go out, snorkel, and explore the gorgeous surrounding islands. Now we're at the Nha Kien Pearl Farm. Again, I'm sorry, I know I'm pronouncing things right. Even when I have someone trying to teach me how to pronounce Vietnamese, like I just really struggle with it. So I am really sorry because I know I'm doing a really bad job. But anyways, here you're gonna get a free guided tour of the museum, which is gonna show you how the pearls are created. And there's an entire exhibition of all of the artifacts that were found under the sea. It's really cool. So Ben and I just counted up how many stops we did on today's excursion out and about, and it was 12. We visited 12 different spots, some of which I didn't even show you because they were really unique and really local and kind of felt intimate, and it was really enjoyable just to experience in the moment. I highly recommend when you come here, reach out to Ben. I've got his WhatsApp number down in the description. He takes you to some really awesome, unique spots that I would never have known about in a million years. For instance, right now, we are sitting in a little cafe coffee shop right next to the water, and it's just someone's home that they have some tables out in front at the very end of a pier that I don't even know how he found out about it. Guess he just kept driving until he found it. But he will bring you to some really awesome spots, and he'll show you a totally different side to Phu Quoc than I ever would have known about. Also, if you need any other tours booked, he is your guy, and again, his number's down in the description. One of my favorite places that we visited today was the Buddhist Temple of Sao Quoc? Phu Quoc? I'm so sorry, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. And so normally when I'm making one of these videos for you guys, I spend countless hours researching all the best things to do and hidden gems and trying to really show you just a great time in each location. But this temple never popped up on any of my searches. So just another reason why you should choose Ben to take you around the island of Phu Quoc. And I just want to let you know, I'm not saying all this stuff because I got paid by Ben or that I got a free tour. I paid for the tour with him. He's not with some big company. It's just him. And I just genuinely enjoyed my time so much, and I want to make sure that you also get to fully experience all the best things that Phu Quoc has to offer. Because I do believe the best parts of Phu Quoc aren't going to be the main touristy areas. They're the little intimate moments, and those are the experiences that you're going to get when Ben takes you around this island. So now we're over here on Long Beach, and like I said earlier, Long Beach this time of year is barely gonna have any trash, and it's gonna look beautiful and with less waves. Now, while the sand isn't as white and the water isn't as clear and gorgeous, I really do enjoy not seeing all of the trash here. Another great thing about this place is there is a plethora of bars and restaurants, and there are massage vendors lined up all down the beach. So it's a great spot. Come get a massage, come grab a cold one. My favorite spot here on the beach is called Little Paradise Bar and Restaurant. It's got really good food and for reasonably priced. A lot of the places here on the beach are gonna be pretty expensive. Not as expensive as like Khem Beach, but still pretty pricey. And this place keeps drinks pretty reasonably priced. This has been my favorite spot. I've been coming here a couple nights. The sunsets from here are also incredible. Another really popular beach, it's gonna be called Starfish Beach, but it's way up in the very north. So unfortunately I didn't have time to get to it this trip, but there are a bunch of starfish on the beach, and you will notice, you'll read a lot of mixed reviews online. Some say it's incredible, others say that it's not too great, and they're both accurate because it used to be really great and then it was bad. But now I guess it is good again. So if you do come here, I would highly recommend go check out Starfish Beach up north. Ben was just there yesterday. He said it's back to being beautiful, not much trash, and there's still a lot of starfish there. Another thing though is I did read that some people mistreat the starfish. They pull them out of the water, they throw them around. Please don't touch them, like they can't survive out of water. So leave them be. A trip to Phu Quoc would just not be complete without coming to the night market. Yes, it is a little bit more touristy, but there are so many different food vendors here and different clothing store options and trinkets. It opens at 5 o'clock. I'm here at 6 though, wanted to get here a little bit earlier before things got too crazy. But I know as the evening goes on, this place is gonna be packed. Our first food item is a chestnut cake. It's really interesting. The breading's super flaky with some sesame seeds, but then the inside is kind of a sweet, nutty, kind of tastes like sweet potato a little bit. It was 15 dong, which is like 80 cents. One of my absolute favorite meals to get always at food markets is gonna be satay. So satay is just basically like a meat skewer. It is always so good. And I feel like a lot of Asian dishes require a lot of carbs, so it's always nice to not have a ton of extra carb. Sometimes the best food is always like one street off of these big night markets. I just had some of the best spring rolls. And normally I don't like spring rolls. Like the rice paper grosses me out. These were delicious. And it was just a cute little old woman and like her grandson down this back alleyway. 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay, so I'm about to try sea urchin with egg in it. And I honestly was just like gonna take a bite of it, like eat the outside part. But I was like, this seems wrong. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. And so there's this really nice older woman behind me, and I asked, like, through like charades, hand motion, tried to ask her, and she was like, no. And then she was like speaking in Vietnamese to everybody else, and now everyone's laughing at me. It's good fun. First bite of sea urchin with egg. That's really good. It kind of has like a smoky flavor to it. I don't love the texture of the sea urchin, so I'm just trying to not think about the texture part, but I really like the flavor. Obviously I have to finish the night off with some dessert, and so I got some rice coconut balls, and then they pour like a condensed sweet milk over the top of it. They are delicious. So normally I'm not a desserts person, but there's always something about these night markets that I just become a sucker for, just all the food, even the desserts. So I got a second dessert, and this is my last one. It's like a coconut candy with like a wafer thing with strawberry caramel, condensed milk, and like coconut shreds. It looks amazing. Let's take a bite. Okay, wow. That is so much better than those coconut rice balls. That's amazing. I am done. No more. getting out. What I don't understand though is there's these peanut stalls. They're supposed to be like the original peanuts. No idea, but they are the most aggressive ones here. Like really wanting you to try their peanuts. Hello.
Hello.
All right, so there we have it. That was a full day here in Phu Quoc. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Keep in mind again, all I really got to show you was the southern part of the island and then the main city, Dong Dong. This island has so much to offer, and with all the surrounding islands, you could definitely have an incredible vacation here. Make sure you subscribe so you can see next week's adventures.